And then within each module, there are pages. So I have my start here, and I have my working with this template page, my welcome and learning activities page, and so on. So we call them pages. Brightspace calls them files, which is a little confusing. So let's say I wanted to add a page to this module. I would do that by clicking the drop down next to Upload Create, and I can create a file. All that does basically is allow me to create a page within my module. I also have the option to upload a file, which again just allows me to upload a document that would appear as a page within this module. So let me show you what I mean by pages. Here, if I click on the first page, working with this template, it'll bring me into the module, and this is a page. This is a page that's designed to be deleted. It comes with a job aid for you that is a guide on how to work within the template. So it's actually this document here, the Brightspace Design Guide. So if you haven't seen this, this is really helpful, and it is a great resource for you to download. But then what I can do is I can move forward to the next page, and this is how my learner would be advancing through the content within the modules. So here is my Welcome and Learning Objectives page. Here is where I can customize what I want to appear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the drop down, and I'm going to click not Edit Title, because my title is fine, but I want to click Edit HTML, which is another thing that's a little misleading because we're not actually editing any HTML. We're simply editing the text. HTML is a code that informs the text itself on this page. So if you were actually going to edit the HTML, you would come down here to this little icon, the HTML source editor, and that's where you could actually edit the HTML. But what we want to do is we want to edit this content. So you'll notice the design of this is pretty nice. This is a nice benefit of Brightspace. It comes with these beautifully designed modules and pages. So here I have my welcome introduction, and here I can just delete this. Oops, just highlight and delete it, and I can add my own welcome and introduction for my course. And then under learning objectives, I just want to provide a list of the learning objectives that the students are going to address throughout this course or master in this course. If I come down here and I click enter, I can certainly add more. A little hint about copying and pasting. Let's say I have text on a Google Doc or a Word doc that I would like to copy and paste into this course. If I copy it here, so I can just do a shortcut Command C, or I could right click and do copy. But then when I come in here, I don't want to just do a straight paste. What I would like to do, if I am able to, I want to right click and do paste and match style. This will paste in without bringing in any funky text from the source where I got it from. So if I got it from Sakai, or I got it from Word, or I got it from a website, it's going to come along with some funky formatting. So if I paste and match it, it will come across pretty clean. Another shortcut for those of you who are Mac users, you can use Shift Command V, and that will do the same thing as a shortcut. You don't have to right click. So that is a little trick of the trade. A couple of other things here to show you within this page is I have let's say I want to add additional content here where there is no placeholder for it. So here are some other tools that I can use to add content. So up here in the content editor bar, the first one is this little play button, if you will. When I hover over it, you'll notice that it says, there it goes, insert stuff. So there we go again with Brightspace using really interesting terminology, but it is somewhat accurate because when you click on this, you'll notice you can insert a bunch of stuff. So I can insert a file or a picture or a video straight from my computer. By clicking here, it will allow me to search my computer. if I upload a learning repository or course offering files, it's a little bit more advanced. I could do that. But more often, I may be uploading a YouTube video, so I can click here. I can either search and it will give me, like, let's say I can search the title of the video, it'll pull that up, or I can even paste in the URL in the search field and we'll find that YouTube video for me and import it and embed it in the page. I can also insert a link, a web link, and even an embed code. If let's say I had a video from TED Talks, it's not a YouTube video, but they do provide an embed code and I want it to be embedded in my course, I can do that here as well. So that is insert stuff. I also have this little camera icon here that allows me to insert an image. So if I click on it, it will allow me to pull an image from my computer or from a URL, from a website, or again, the course offering files, which we aren't quite at yet. And then I have Quicklinks. So here I can quickly add a link. If I just click in on the link icon, what's great about this is it'll allow me to, if I scroll down to the bottom, I can insert a URL from a website. But you'll notice that these quick links allow me to also quick link within my course. So we'll play around with this a little bit more when we get over to the To-Do tab. But this does allow me to insert links directly to an assignment or to, a discussion or a quiz or a rubric. So if I've built in content within my course, I can quick link to that so that students can click on it and be automatically brought to that location. I also have this format bar or a format drop down. This allows me to change the format of my text. So you'll notice I have text here. Currently this is paragraphed, but I can also go down to make it a week 1 header or a level 1 header or a level 2 header, a level 3 header, and so on. I can't stress enough the value of using headers to break up content on a page. Learners do not often just do flat reading on a web page, so it is helpful if you have a lot of content that you break it up by creating headers to help categorize the content and break it into pieces. Then we have our normal text editing functions here, some additionals here as well, and then these are all pretty familiar text editors as well. The course does come with already preset up fonts, so I do recommend that you stick with the fonts and font sizes that are set up through the formatting, and try not to get too creative with the fonts, simply because, one, accessibility standards, if you have e-readers and that type of thing, but also that once you start playing around too much with the font and colors and sizes, it can actually corrupt the HTML and make what looks really nice and neat not so nice and neat anymore. So once I'm done customizing this one, I'm going to click Save and Close. And then I'm just going to advance to the next page within my Start Here module. Here I have my Meet the Facilitator or Meet Your Professor tab. And again, I can customize this by clicking the drop down and click Edit HTML and add my contact information as well as my bio. And then the next is my instructor welcome video. So you'll notice that here it gives me a tutorial on how to create a video using TextSmith Relay, which is integrated right into Brightspace. It is also what I'm using to record these tutorials. So these are here, but it says delete this item when you are done. So you want to delete this page and you're going to want to replace it with the video that you create. Here again, it says delete this page and upload a file. So you would upload your syllabus and schedule file or files here. And there's a video to show you how to do that. And then how this course works, there is some, this is where you would add, how the students are expected to navigate the course. It would need to be customized by you. And then technology requirements and Brightspace information, this is already pre-populated. But if you need to add other technology requirements and resources, this would be the place to do it. And that's it. So within the Start Here, as I mentioned, you would want to delete some of these pages and replace them. So to delete them, I'm going to click the drop down, and I can come in here to delete topic. So what was a file is now a topic, but what I'm going to do is just click delete topic, and it gives me the option to remove the topic from the content but keep the associated files. So if I had other files in there I wanted to keep, or permanently delete. I'm going to just permanently delete this one. I also want to permanently delete the instructor welcome video because I'm going to replace that with my own file, and my syllabus and schedule. Oops. So let me show you how you would go ahead and replace these items. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click my drop down here, and now I want to upload files. I'm not creating them, I'm going to upload a file, which will be my syllabus and schedule file. So here I can click upload file. I'm going to search my computer to upload, and I'm just going to go into my documents and locate my syllabus. So my syllabus is here in my downloads. I'm just going to click on it and upload that. Now I can click add, and you'll see that now my syllabus is been loaded down at the bottom. So I can drag and drop that. And what I want to do is I want to drag and drop it right below my Meet Your Professor. So now when my students click on this page, they will see the syllabus file. This has been uploaded as a PDF, and they can also instantly download it if they want to download this syllabus to their computer. They could do so here. So that is nice. And then I also wanted to create a video. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I can't go through all the steps because, as I mentioned, I'm using my TechSmith Relay right now. But to add a video, an instructor introductory video using TechSmith Relay, I'm going to click the drop down here, and I'm going to come down to Relay Capture. So existing activities, and then Relay Lecture Capture. And from here, it will let me access my library. So this is my library. If I pre-recorded my video, I could pull it in from here. Let's say I didn't pre-record my video. I can launch the capture tool, record my video, and it will pull it in from there as well. So I can't go through the steps of recording right now because I already am using it, but I can pull in a video. So I'm just clicking add media, and you'll notice it populated with the name, which I unfortunately had named with a date. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the drop down next to this, and I'm going to edit my properties in place. And now I can click on that title and do, instructor welcome. So now I have my instructor welcome video, and I want to drag that right up, maybe below Meet Your Professor, so that way the students can access it there. So let me show you what that looks like when the students, I'm just going to click off and come back on. So when the students click on the instructor welcome video, and my video just appears right here for them. They can press play and they can meet me through my video. So that's a little bit about my Start Here. One last item that I would want to add to my Start Here, if I have not already set that up, is creating my introductory activity. So I can do that by clicking the drop down, and typically this is done through a discussion. So I'm going to add a new discussion. My introductory activity is not going to be graded, so I'm not going to link it to my gradebook. And I don't necessarily want it in my classroom cafe, so maybe I want to make that in my introductory forum. So here I'm going to do introduction or introductory activity. Not so great on the spelling today. And now I'm going to create a new forum. And here I can add my prompt for the introductory activity. Typically that is, introduce yourself to the class, let us know a little bit about yourself, and why are you taking Leadership 101? What are you looking to get out of this? Or maybe, after reviewing the course syllabus, what are you most excited about to cover? So whatever that is, I can press save, and now my introductory activity has been created at the bottom of my start here. If I go back to my start here, here's my introductory activity. When the students click on it, they can access that. Now you'll notice that I've got this secret eye here, so I do need to make sure that the students can view it. I can click the drop down, make visible to user. So that is pretty standard. Similar to how you can drag and drop along within a module, you can do the same with your modules. So you can certainly drag and drop modules. You can also add a module. So let's say I wanted a special resources module. I can add that down at the bottom. And then this module may be specific resources for my students, for them to maybe get resources for tutoring help or technology assistance, anything along those lines. And I can add a file by creating a file, and I can add resources for my learner. So if I go to create a file, maybe I'll start with writing resources. So you'll notice it looks kind of dull here. It looks pretty blank. So what you can do is you can click this little drop down, and you can start selecting from your templates as well. What I may want to use for a resources page like this is a basic page, something along these lines. But you can play around with some of these, look at some of the different ways that these all look. Another popular one is Elements. So Elements allows you, it comes preset up with lists and checklists and that kind of thing. So you can start off with a template, and then you can start editing that template as I showed you earlier. The last thing I want to show you is I had mentioned that we would go back to editing quick links. So once you have your start here set up, you can go into week 1. You have your overview and learning objectives, which again you would customize with what are the learning objectives and overviews for that week. So what will the students be learning that week? What learning objectives will they be mastering or addressing? And then it's always really helpful, again, to just be as transparent as possible. What does the big picture look like for this week? What do the students have to complete and by when? But on the to-do list, this is where they get more information about what exactly they need to do. So you'll notice there is a note here. Please add the items students should be completing this week. So you'll use the insert stuff, most likely to provide the readings and the videos, and then what is due. So you'll notice right now these titles are not hyperlinked, but they can be. They can certainly be hyperlinked. So let me show you how you could do that. And what I mean by hyperlink is that the students can click on that and it will bring them exactly where they need to go to submit that assignment. So we've already explored inserting stuff and inserting videos. There are some tutorials here to help you if you forget how to do that. But you'll notice, so I set up my week 1 introductory activity. Now I want to hyperlink to it. So if I take that title and I click on the quick links, I want to make sure it opens in a new window. But it looks like it's already picking up something. I want to make sure it picks up the right thing. So I know I want it to go to the introductory activity. And so now when students click on that, it'll take them there. I also have maybe my week 1 discussion. So I could, maybe I'm going to call it, and now I can highlight, click on it, my quick links, go down to my discussions this time. My week 1 discussion. I'm just going to click on there, and now it's created a quick link to my week 1 discussion. So I can set this up, and every week I don't have to. I can simply say, click on the discussions tab to access your discussion. That's up to you. But when I click save and close, now when my students come down to the to-do list, they click on the week 1 introductory activity. It brings them right into here. Introductory activity, which I spelled wrong. So let me fix that. The nice thing about this is that it is dynamic. So when I fix it here, it's going to fix it everywhere that this lives. So that means it will be fixed in my start here. It'll also be fixed in my discussion forum. So that is really nice. So here it brings them right into there. And then the same goes for their week 1 discussion as well, if they clicked on that. So that is a very, very high level overview of all that can be done when building your course. Anything outside of these, there's a couple of places that I really like to go for resources. One is the Brightspace YouTube channel. So you can just go to YouTube and search Brightspace, and you can find their YouTube channel. They've got some great resources. And then also that design guide is really helpful. If you still run into trouble, please feel free to reach out to us at the ATL, and we are happy to work with you to help make sure that we can get your course where it needs to go.